I secretly discovered my fiancé had tampered with our prenuptial agreement to seize ownership of my enterprise. As a result, I ended the relationship and executed one critical action that shattered her, converting her avarice into deep sorrow. I'm 34, male, and I have to vent this because it's been eating away at me for weeks. My fiancée, Sarah, 29, female, deceived me by covertly modifying our prenuptial contract to assert rights over my firm. Consequently, I cancelled all plans and took a solitary step that left her stunned, transforming her selfishness into profound remorse. This will be an extended narrative, and I'm still dealing with the consequences. Sarah and I had been in a relationship for 3 years, with an engagement spanning the last 8 months. Everything appeared ideal until roughly 2 months back, when I detected a change. For background, I operate a network of natural grocery stores. It began with a single outlet in a challenging neighborhood 10 years ago. People told me I was unwise to challenge major chains, but I envisioned providing budget-friendly, premium natural goods. The initial phase was tough, resting on a foldable bed in my workspace to cut costs, handling doubtful vendors, repairing faulty gear with limited funds, and persuading shoppers to visit my modest location. Through pure determination, that lone shop expanded to 2, then 5, and currently I manage 12 sites in 3 states. I'm not bragging. I'm clarifying why the following events affected me so deeply. When Sarah and I began talking about wedlock, I was honest about needing a prenup. It wasn't due to suspicion. It was to protect the venture I dedicated my existence to. She appeared to comprehend, mentioning phrases like, "I understand how important this is to you," and even informed her acquaintances that I was acting sensibly. I ensured she would be protected no matter what occurred. I established a bank account under her name, provided her with a backup credit card, and made certain the prenup was equitable for us both. I never intended for her to feel trapped or exposed. But then the dynamics shifted. It began in a subtle manner. Sarah started suggesting ideas about how wedded pairs should divide all assets, forwarding me pieces on dividing companies equally. I dismissed it, assuming it was nerves before the ceremony. Then she began posing unusually precise inquiries about my firm, such as earnings percentages and development strategies, topics she'd never shown interest in previously. She'd hang around during my discussions with associates, feigning nonchalance but obviously listening in. She also began discussing adding value to the company, even though her experience was in online promotion for small clothing lines. Abruptly, she desired a workspace at the main office and proposed handling our advertising. At the same time, her expenditure patterns altered. She'd always maintained financial autonomy, sharing costs for outings and purchasing her own items. But now she was billing large buys, like $600 retail outings, upscale spa sessions, expensive workout programs, to our joint card. When I addressed it, she reacted sharply, "We're about to wed, right? What's yours is mine." I convinced myself I was exaggerating, but my gut feelings warned me otherwise. Then, last week, I uncovered it, a duplicate of our prenup, but it wasn't the version we'd settled on. This edition included fresh provisions about revenue divisions, equity portions, and entitlements to half of all upcoming growth, even if we separated after 12 months. I examined it repeatedly, shocked. Sarah had noted having an attorney acquaintance examine the forms, but this exceeded a simple check. It seemed like disloyalty from someone I believed I understood. She'd always celebrated my commercial achievements, but now I questioned if I'd ever really known her. I remained in my workspace for hours, attempting to absorb the revised prenup. It was more severe than I'd imagined, with sections on prospective expansion, including digital sales we hadn't initiated yet. I phoned Sarah, maintaining a calm tone, and requested she visit to review documents. She showed up wearing a $1,000 coat she'd acquired the prior week, behaving upbeat until she noticed the papers on my table. I displayed both prenups, the initial and her altered one, and demanded an explanation. She acted clueless initially, denying knowledge. I highlighted the added provisions: income distribution, growth privileges, authority in choices. Her reply: "Those are merely typical safeguards. Any intelligent individual would seek them. Typical, I know numerous entrepreneurs. None have prenups awarding partners dominance over forthcoming projects. I inquired what she understood about managing grocery outlets. She became protective, asserting she was educating herself and merited a position in our path ahead. But Sarah's skills were in style updates, not supply chain management or vendor agreements. When I raised her expenditures, $1,000 coat, $1,500 health getaway, $2,500 at a luxury boutique, she stated she required to appear suitable for the enterprise. I lost my temper. You're not involved in the enterprise, Sarah. Modifying files doesn't grant you partnership. She wept, labeling me harsh and asserting I didn't appreciate her. The dispute concluded with her leaving angrily, stating she required distance and I didn't respect her. She's been staying with her parents since then. My attorney verified the modifications weren't legitimate without my approval, but cautioned she could attempt tampering with additional files. Sarah continued messaging, labeling me irrational. I believed you had faith in me. All this fuss over some adjustments. Then she disclosed the true source. Michael suggested every wise woman does this. Michael, her sibling, who'd wandered back into the area 3 months prior with a history of unsuccessful unions and brief employments. Before I could reply, my aide, Lisa, entered abruptly during a session with a vital provider, trailed by Sarah. We must discuss immediately, Sarah insisted, disregarding the customer. You can't disregard me simply because you're upset about the prenup. Embarrassed, I expressed regret to the provider and rearranged. Alone with Sarah, I questioned why she'd intrude. She retorted, am I disrupting your enterprise? Michael advises I assert myself. I tightened my teeth. This isn't your enterprise, Sarah, and why are you heeding Michael? He's never achieved anything lasting. She stiffened, protecting him. He's experienced separations. He understands how guys like you operate. Guys like me. She charged me with dominating her via finances, echoing Michael's phrases about requiring entry to every account prior to matrimony. I attempted logic. The original prenup guaranteed her stability. Why wasn't that sufficient? She lashed out, I'm not your pity project. I merit half. When I noted she'd never added to the enterprise, she argued her sentimental backing qualified her for it. Each statement was Michael's, not her own. The quiet afterward was oppressive. Sarah departed in fury, charging me with assaulting her relatives. I contacted my attorney, who inquired if Michael had probed about my finances. A shiver went through me. My bookkeeper had referenced strange inquiries from a supposed backer asking about our setup and earnings. Inquiries that now appeared to be from Michael. I gazed at a picture of us from the previous summer, Sarah chuckling at my humor. That seemed like a different era. The betrothal band I'd carefully selected now appeared like an error. Sarah's mother phoned next, someone who'd once commended me as a fine partner. Now, swayed by Michael, she charged me with manipulating Sarah through an unjust prenup. I clarified the facts, but she refused to listen, referencing Michael's accounts of his former spouses receiving zilch. Michael had zilch to lose. He'd wasted all he had. Sarah's father, once akin to a dad to me, messaged, disheartened by you, James. Michael displayed the prenup you're imposing on Sarah. Her relatives joined in, branding me a selfish tycoon. I recalled to them Michael borrowing $5,000 from their aunt for a guaranteed scheme he never returned. They exited the discussion. I discovered Michael had been organizing family gatherings, fabricating narratives of his separations to depict me as a scheming magnate. Sarah accepted it entirely, even sharing online. Wealth exposes real natures. Grateful for my siblings' guidance. Matrimony implies dividing all. I responded, does that encompass falsifying official papers? She restricted my access. I faced Michael at a cafe. He grinned smugly, addressing me as future kin or perhaps not. I charged him with masterminding the prenup alterations and pretending to be a backer. He didn't refute it, claiming he was shielding Sarah. Then he erred, I've reviewed your figures. Sarah merits 75%. How did he access my figures? He alleged Sarah left documents exposed, but I doubted it. He confessed his actual scheme. Sarah vowed him a position in my firm once she secured her portion. I disclosed I'd taped our conversation. His expression drained of color. Then he erupted about recording regulations before exiting in anger, warning that Sarah would destroy me. Sarah appeared at my residence the following day, enraged about the tape. She declined to review it, even when I presented proof of Michael searching my workspace and her disclosing private files. She maintained our betrothal granted her rights to all. She was unrecognizable, every phrase beginning with Michael advises. She displayed messages about separation attorneys plotting our division before the nuptials. When I terminated things, she asserted I owed her for psychological harm and retained the band and residence. Then Sarah's sibling, Emma, discovered Michael's computer. It contained an elaborate plot to defraud me via Sarah. Charts, separation schedules, earnings estimates. Michael had investigated my enterprise and influenced kin to persuade. He'd even employed a phony attorney to sway Sarah, assuring him a share. When Sarah viewed the proof, she collapsed, isolating herself for days. She visited my workspace, pleading for pardon, proposing to endorse the initial prenup. But it wasn't regarding the prenup. It was about confidence. She'd revealed my commercial confidentials, exhausted my card, $122,000 in 3 days, and alienated my kin from me. I informed her she'd selected Michael's deceptions over our bond. She departed, still sending messages about beginning anew. Her fresh attorney attempted asserting psychological harms, but abandoned the claim when presented Michael's schemes. Michael confronts accusations for industrial spying after attempting to vend my information. Sarah's severed ties with him, but it doesn't undo her decisions. I've progressed, enhanced my enterprise safeguards, and gained wisdom in vigilance. At times, individuals don't evolve. They merely reveal their true selves. If you appreciated this tale and sense the feelings within it, remember to like it, distribute it with friends, and join the channel for additional true-life accounts and narratives. Your encouragement is invaluable, and it assists in delivering more material like this. Thanks for viewing, and I'll catch you in the upcoming video.